Hey, Michelle, how's it going?
Good, Lindsay. Lindsay, are we going to record extra episodes after all?
It turns out, Michelle, I need to have an early lunch today. So I guess we won't be
Uh,
recording extra episodes today. Maybe next time.
okay. Okay, Lindsay. Today we have a listener question about the expression after all that I'm really excited to get to.
Oh my gosh. And this question comes from our listener, Sophia, who did have a question last week that we answered as well. But you know
Yes.
what? Sophia has amazing questions, very
Yeah.
specific ones.
Yeah.
So this is how you get your questions answered is by sending in a very specific question, guys, to support at allearsenglish.com. Okay.
Love it. So thank you, Sophia, for another great question.
Yes, and guys, go ahead and hit the follow button right now, right here on All Ears English. And this allows you to get All Ears English 5 days a week in your listening queue. So you don't miss a single episode, you don't miss any bonus episodes. All a great reason to hit follow. Okay?
For
Good.
sure.
Yes.
All right. So do you want me to read the question?
Oh, yes, that would be great, Michelle. Thank you.
I'll do it. All right, here we go. This is from YouTube from Sophia. Hey, I'm Sophia, and I have a question about the phrase after all. How is it used, and how does it change the tone of a sentence? For example, so are you going to visit me after all? My friend sent me this, and she's just asking if I'm going to visit her, but it seems a bit intense. Looking forward
Mm.
to your reply. Thank you so much for creating such great learning content. Well, thank you, Sophia, for another great question. You are awesome.
Yeah, we love those questions. Keep them coming. So, this is a great, it's almost like Sophia's really observing native natural English, right?
Yeah.
After all, is a truly natural thing to say. And there's a lot
Mhm.
here. We need to give some context,
There
right?
is. Yep, there
Hmm.
is a lot. Yes, exactly. You're so right. And we're going to talk about that. So let's dive into after all.
Yeah.
So the message Sophia received.
Yeah.
So are you going to visit me after all? So,
Yeah.
Lindsay, what does it mean to
Hmm.
you here when
Yeah.
you hear after all?
It's very, very different from just saying, "Are you gonna visit me?" Right? What's
Mhm.
different here is when we say, "Are you going to visit me after all?" It means that there was some kind of large discussion over whether or not she was gonna be coming to visit. There's a
Mhm.
lot that's already happened. There's a lot of context that we don't have, but it means
Yes.
maybe she was wavering back and forth. "Oh, I can't come. I can come. I can't come. I can come." And then
Mhm.
finally, this friend is saying, "So are you going to visit me?" Or maybe there was some kind of plan to come and she had to cancel. And then she
Mhm.
tried to come again. She had to I don't know. There's a lot of there. I'm just saying.
Right. There's layers. There's
Yeah.
layers to this. It's basically, saying that, there's a surprise or twist that you're going to visit her if you do. And like Lindsay said, there's a background to this. There's
Yeah.
more to the story. There's context. So,
Yes.
yeah, maybe the hesitating and maybe you
Mhm.
canceled or maybe you had rejected her invitation many years
Yeah.
and so it's kind of saying, "Oh, after all that, you're gonna come visit me." So,
Yeah, it's loaded. It's totally loaded, right?
very loaded. I mean, would you say this is intense?
Kind of intense, absolutely. Maybe they have a very intense friendship or something. It's kind of emotional maybe. Um, there's a lot here. It's so different
Mhm.
from, "Hey, are you gonna come visit?" Totally different.
Right. Right. Exactly. And we don't the truth is, Sophia, we don't really have enough information to truly answer this. We would need more context, right? It could be intense if it was meant more like that second way where we're talking about, oh, after all this time, I've been
Yeah.
waiting and I'm kind of annoyed that you haven't visited me. So it really, really kind of depends on the context. But let's give some more examples of how this would be used. And we're going to do some role plays throughout this episode. So get ready.
Yes. All right. Perfect. So let's start with that first role play, Michelle. And here we are
Mhm.
roommates, and I said that I was moving out next year. And then what happened, Michelle? Little
Okay.
context.
So you said you were going to move out, and then you sent me a message saying that you might reconsider.
Mhm.
So
Back and forth.
yeah, there's like a back and forth. Oh, she's moving out now. Are you changing your mind? So you come home after you sent that text message, and I am in the kitchen.
Okay, here we go. You're in the kitchen. All right. All
Mhm.
right. Hey, Michelle, did you get my text?
Oh yeah. So you're going to resign after all?
Oh, it's not 100%, but I'm hoping to.
Great.
Oh boy, yeah. So There's some confusion that's happened, some back and forth, some indecision, right? A sense of people being indecisive, maybe.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, so exactly. I meant, it basically was saying in the end, like, that's your
Yeah.
decision. Something
Mhm.
changed. There was a twist.
Yeah. And
S
essentially what you're saying when you say after all, you're saying after all of that drama or after all of that
Right.
confusion or that
Right.
indecision. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So let's do this is a similar context.
Mhm.
So here we got in a big fight about you
Okay.
moving out.
Okay.
Okay. Then you sent the text, saying that you were thinking that you might reconsider. Okay, so here you go. Here you
All
go.
right.
You come home.
All right. Hey, Michelle, did you get my text?
Hi. Yeah, so you're staying after all.
I think so. I'm sorry about before.
Thanks.
That doesn't seem like
Ooh.
that's gonna be a very good living situation.
Ooh, that's
I would
awkward.
reconsider again, right?
Yeah, 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 then you're gonna say, "Oh, you're leaving after all." Yeah.
Yeah, the point is there's
Yeah.
just a lot that has to have happened before if you're gonna add after all. It's not just a neutral question, okay?
Right. Yep, it's
Yeah.
loaded, as Lindsay said.
Yes. Okay, Michelle, we're back. So, again, it generally shows that something has changed. There's been a twist in the story. So, for
Mhm.
example, we have the phrase, I thought he didn't like me, but he asked for a second date after all. And here, after all, means all my inner strife of worrying that this person didn't like me. Okay.
Mhm, mhm,
Hmm.
exactly, or maybe their text hadn't gone through or something.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Hmm.
So, there are a lot of ways to use after all, and we're gonna teach you one more way, but we're gonna come back to this. So, after all can also be used as a way to give an excuse or a reason or an explanation. So, for
Mm.
example, "I don't wanna bother you. After all, I know you're still busy working on that project."
Yeah, this is a slightly more advanced way to use it, but I'm excited that we're going into this today. All right.
Mhm.
Here's another example. He slept until 3 p.m. After all, he's completely jet lagged still.
Mhm. I wanna save money. I'm hoping to buy a new house after all.
Yeah. Now, how do we
Mhm.
explain this part, Michelle? This use of after
Mhm.
all.
Well, yeah, it's giving it's giving more information, right? It's
Hmm.
giving the excuse or the reason or the explanation. So I wanna save money, so I
Yeah.
could have just it sounds if I could have said, "I wanna save money. I'm hoping to buy a new house."
Right.
And
But
then I could have cut it off here, but this it rounds it out nicely.
rounds it out, gives it a little bit more context, maybe adds a little emotion to it, a little urgency,
Mhm,
showing that
mhm,
this thing is maybe important to you. I don't want to
mhm,
bother you. After all, I know you're still busy working on that project. So again, you
mhm,
could have said, I don't want to bother you. I know you're still working on that project. Totally legitimate to say that. But we
mhm,
add the
mhm.
after all, why, Michelle?
It just kind of rounds it out, and it shows this extra level of understanding or
Yeah.
this explanation, right? It
Yeah.
shows that there's I don't know, there's a little more oomph to
A little
it. You
more
know what?
oomph is a great word. Oomph.
Yeah. I don't know how to
Guys, get
spell
the
that, but yeah,
transcripts to make sure you can see that word written in the transcripts.
yeah.
Um, all right. What else do we need to know here, Michelle?
Okay, great. So, I was adding oomph. Okay,
Yeah.
so I mean, which way would you say is more common? I mean, that first way or, the
I
first
think the
way, yeah, you think the first
the
one?
first way. Yeah, I think the first way, but it is very, very natural to use the second way. It is rounding
Mhm.
it out. It's adding a little more context, maybe some emotional context. So I like
Mhm.
both.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just glad that we could go over two very different ways of using these.
Yes.
So should we put it together in a role play?
Yeah, let's put this together. So, again, we need context. What's happening? We are friends in this situation,
Mhm.
but you told me that you can't meet tonight for dinner because you're sick. So, I'm going to go out and I'm going to run into you. Uh
Uh-oh.
oh. And another friend at a restaurant. I'm going to catch you in a lie. Okay.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Now that our listeners have the context, here we go. All right. Oh, hi, Michelle. How are you feeling?
Oh, it's the weirdest thing. I guess I feel better after all. I decided to get some soup and ran into Stacy.
Interesting. Of course, I guess you should get home though. You're still probably carrying germs after all. Ooh, I kind of
Uh-oh.
gave you a little bit of a little insult there, right?
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, yee, this is
Awkward scenario. Hopefully this has never happened to our listeners, right? We don't want to get caught in a lie, right?
Yep.
So I said, "Oh, hi Michelle. How are you feeling?" Right?
Mhm,
Mhm.
and then I said, "It's the weirdest thing, I guess I feel better after all." So after that back and forth.
Yeah, I guess I feel better. Right. After all that, oh, I can't go out tonight. You had told me you couldn't go. You're not feeling well. There was some drama. We
Right.
don't know exactly all of the after all that there was before, right? But it just indicates something came
We don't know what
before.
the all is,
What the
yeah.
all is. Yeah. And then I said, "Interesting. Of course, I guess you should get home though. You're still probably carrying germs after all." And then you look
Ooh.
right at, the mutual friend or the other friend, right? Oh gosh.
Oh
I have to say
gosh.
I got back at you here a little bit, didn't I?
Yeah, you're kinda
Yeah.
twisting a little knife, like,
Mhm.
you're yeah.
Yeah.
So exactly. So right, and the other friend will maybe think, "Wait, what?"
Yeah. What do you mean you're sick? What do you mean you have germs, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep,
Okay.
awkward
Nice.
situation.
Yep.
So, yeah, you can use this is just very versatile. You really I don't think that it's something that you just throw out, all the time.
Definitely not. Yeah.
But it is very helpful for those very specific times where you could use it.
Yeah, yeah, I wouldn't say start saying it all the time like a filler word. Definitely don't
No.
do that. But observe now for our listeners, guys. Go and observe native speakers using this, and then start to fit it in when you're ready. Okay, and
Mhm,
it's
mhm,
another route to connection. Just is what we like to
mhm.
show you on this show. All Ears English 2369 is another episode to check out right now. Transition to the truth with these four English words. I love that title, by the way. Fantastic.
Yep, exactly. So takeaway today is don't lie to your friends. Just
Yeah, don't lie to your friends, don't get caught lying to your friends. I mean, not good, right? That's a
yeah.
bad feeling, bad energy in the world. Maybe call that friend, invite them out. You're feeling better? Okay. Call that friend and go out together, right? Love
Yes,
it.
exactly. Exactly. All right. Yeah, definitely give this a try. Let us how it go know how it goes, but don't force it, I would say.
I love it. Good stuff, Michelle. You have a good day and I'll see you very soon.
All right. Bye, Lindsay.
Bye.